just watched an episode of Glee, and they were showcasing their insecurities, and I was thinking about mine and how mine hold me back a lot, and like, it's pretty much the vulnerability that creates fear becomes the biggest factor that holds you back. I've always had an insecurity that I was ugly since I was young, always looking in the mirror to validate myself, and basically whatever I saw defined who I was, and it still does to a degree to this day. And I just stopped wearing makeup, and I feel that much more insecure, but I know it's necessary in order for me to be able to derive my self-worth from myself. It's hard. I feel that I'm ugly and I'm not pretty. But when I think of my mother, she's beautiful, and I don't know how it's possible to say such a thing about someone who she created. If she's beautiful, then I must be beautiful because I'm her daughter. And I guess my insecurity of not being pretty probably comes from my father, because in my youth, just as I was developing and blossoming, he unconsciously, but consciously at the same time, found ways to break me down every time I was happy, strong, I was fun, adventurous. He tore my self-esteem to shreds. I believe this was his doing. I mean, it probably had something to do with my mother, but really a lot to do with my mother losing her. You know, a mother is a person who's compassionate, endearing and caring, and brushes your hair and always tells you it was beautiful, and I didn't have her, so I just had my stepdad who was kind of like a tough love advocate, and I didn't perceive his tough love as love, because to me love was compassion, and he didn't show a lot of compassion. But now, like 15 years later, I realized that he was the one who put in the time and the effort. He made all the sacrifices and did the hard, dirty work while everyone else, like my dad, was kind of there for the ride, and really didn't put much in to making me into who I am. And they did in their own ways, but John really kind of laid the foundation of who I am. I love you, John. I love you, John. And I don't know, I just remember like 6th grade, I started wearing makeup. I was just so young to be wearing makeup every day, but I had this gold lipstick, and I just wear it all the time, and then just compulsively, every 10 minutes I was in the mirror, in the bathroom, and all people would catch on to and see me in the mirror. Got self-worth, and why are you looking in the mirror? You felt that much more insecure that people were starting to notice. And then one day, in the middle of school, I walked up, I felt so ugly. I was looking in the mirror every time, I couldn't look at myself. I just thought that I was hideous. And I went home. I had to go to sleep that night, and I never ended up having it. I went home and woke up sick. I don't know, I understand that. I understand how he's so brutal, so critical to myself. He's so young, innocent. Yeah, it was just tearing myself to shreds like my dad did. And I started to do that for a living. It just became second nature. Why would I do that? What would I be trying to avoid? my mother's death. Really, I can't remember a lot about it, but my student is very, very, shut down, very much scared me. I was very angry. I just blamed her. Like, how could you leave me? I was just kind of thrown into a situation I wasn't happy with. I wasn't feeling any sort of compassion, so if it wasn't getting compassion from my role models or from my parental figures, and I just assumed they hated me, so I just struck out at them. I'm very good at my dad, and he would just like blow up in me for the littlest, most insignificant things. He would say things to me just like as though he was storing these things up, like ready to just use me as a punching bag. And I was just like so young, like at that time uncorrupted. He would just tear me apart. Like imagine like taking your instinct and throwing them against the wall repeatedly and telling them how you wish they were never born. He did that. I definitely do not deserve that. Not after what I went through losing my mother. I had to come home so freaking school. I was so freaking cool. So angry. So angry. Where's your heart? Why would you do that to me? Why? What the hell did I ever do to you to deserve that? And now you have the audacity to tell me that I'm weak? I am not weak. I am strong. I am someone you will never be, someone you can never even dream of being like. I am everything that you are not. And you know what? A lot of it is because of you. But you don't get the credit for who I am. I get the credit. I do. Because I overcame obstacles that you can never even dream of overcoming. Because you are the weak one, Ed Volpe. Yeah, and I will never ever bear your name. So keep dreaming about it. And I thought I forgave you, but apparently the anger is still within me. How could you son of a bitch? You fucking asshole. Who the fuck do you think you are? I was innocent. I had a chance. And you ruined everything. I hate you. But I forgive you. Why? Because I'm better than you. Because you're not going to hold me back. You're not going to hold me down. You're not going to bring me down. I'm stronger than that. I was programmed to be stronger than that. You weren't. But this isn't about you. This is about me and my life. And I'm not going to let my past dictate my future. No, not at my expense. Because everything you did, well, the majority of everything was at my expense. And you know what? You will never, ever be my father. Ever. I just want to make that clear. You are not my father. You are a friend, just like you established that you were when I was at boarding school. And you wrote me that letter saying, I think we should be friends. Well, you son of a bitch, guess what? You're below a friend. You're not even an acquaintance. You're practically a stranger to me. Someone that I don't want to get to know. Someone that I don't want to be involved with. You can just carry on with your own ignorant lifestyle and keep doing what you're doing because you're only going in one direction. And karma, it will prevail. It always, always prevails. And you know why karma is in existence? Because basically God feels that if you do a good or a bad deed, you are going to reap the benefits or the consequences of that. In your case, the consequences, and in my case, too many consequences. and things that I've done wrong, he feels, well, I believe that God feels that you need to learn your lesson one way or another, so he's going to put you through whatever he feels you need to be put through in order to ascend to the next level, so you will understand what you did wrong and learn from it. But you, how many times do you do something over and over and over again and not learn from your mistakes and see what it's doing to me and have this guilty conscience that eats away at you, and as if you're not miserable enough, you're making me and everyone in my life miserable. You're just a destructive person. And I told you about a month ago that the only difference between a successful and an unsuccessful person is the power of will. And I always gave you the benefit of the doubt. I always said, it's okay, Dad, I forgive you. Well, I regret forgiving you, because all that enabled was for your ego to perpetuate its cycle of being the best, the narcissistic, the best, whoever you think you are. I don't know who you think you are, but that's all it was fuel and food for your ego. So you know what? I forgive you, meaning I am letting go of what you did to me, because I'm not going to let it affect my future. I will never, ever treat my child the way you treated me. If I bring someone into this world, I take full responsibility for their life and know that I am the sole molder of how their life is going to turn out. Because childhood is not something you can change, and it's not something you can erase or fix or apologize over. And you need to know that. You'll never have another chance to be my father. You only had one shot, one lifetime, and you blew it. And I will never, ever treat my child the way that you treated me, and the pain that you subjected me to because you were put through things. You had a chance. You had an opportunity to make me into this wonderful person. You should have stepped up when my mother died. What's wrong with you? You should have been the man that you're supposed to be. You were supposed to be there for me. You weren't supposed to tell me that you wish I was never born. How did you think that was going to make me turn out? Did you want me to turn out like you? Well, guess what? I know I sound angry right now, but I didn't turn out like you, and I never, ever will. Ever. I don't want to be anything like you. I resent who you have become because you've let yourself go. You've given up. Weak people give up. And this quote is the last thing I want to say, even though I feel like I could go on forever here, but you're not worth my energy. You're not, you weren't in the past, you aren't now, and never ever will be. I love the person inside of you that you unconsciously conceal from me and the rest of the world, the person that's buried under layers and layers of an accumulated guilty conscience. Unfortunately for you and for the rest of the world, no one gets to reap the benefits of that person. So, am I grateful for what you did for me? Yeah. Did you do it for the right reasons? Probably not. Because when someone's buried in guilt, the only intentions that they have are usually ulterior motives. And an ulterior motive cannot go in the same sentence as love. An ulterior motive is selfish. It's about you, not about me. You didn't give me money for college. Well, maybe you did want my life to turn out good. But by the example, judging by the example that you set, my life was destined to be over by 22. And it should have been, but it's not. I went to 50, almost 50